Soldier Field just months away. We're going to take you on a tour of the construction site. Jim Rose has that in sports. Soldier Field still looks a little odd, but it's going to be ready in time.
I think people should just get over it. I mean, it's going to be a place where the Bears play football.
Right?
And the best part about
Soldier Field is the historic home of the Chicago Bears of the NFL. The stadium was designed in 1919 and opened on October 9, 1924 as Municipal Grant Park Stadium. The name was changed a year later to Soldier Field as a memorial to U.S. soldiers who have died in the line of duty. Upon its design and completion, Soldier Field was one of the most massive and modern stadiums in the world. It could hold an impressive 74,280 fans and was expandable to well over 100,000 with additional temporary seating. The original cost of Soldier Field was $13 million. When you factor in inflation, that cost is around $174 million today. For comparison, LA's Memorial Coliseum, which was built around the same time as Soldier Field, cost only $1 million, again compared to the $13 million price tag. Amazingly, it wasn't until 1971 when the Chicago Bears moved into the stadium on a 3-year commitment. They'd spent their first 30 years of their existence playing at Wrigley Field, but as a result of the AFL-NFL merger, Wrigley was deemed too small by new NFL standards. The relatively short 3-year contract was signed as the Bears planned to build a new stadium in the nearby area of Arlington Heights, just north of Chicago. The Bears renewed the contract for short stints before finally signing a 20-year lease in 1978 after the Chicago Park Commission agreed to renovations to the then aging Soldier Field. AstroTurf was even installed at the stadium before being removed and replaced with natural grass in 1988. Some of these renovations include a new pressbox, 116 skyboxes, as well as the wooden bench seating being replaced with individual seats with armrests and backs. By the 1990s, further renovations were needed, which included building new seating into the open end zone of the U-shaped stadium and moving the field closer to the stands to give fans a more intimate experience. The 50-yard line seats were so close that no other stadium in the NFL was closer until MetLife Stadium opened in 2010. The truly extreme controversy of Soldier Field began in 2001 when the Chicago Park District announced plans to build what was basically a new stadium inside the shell of the old one. The interior would be completely gutted, but the exterior would be preserved as much as possible. The plans drew immediate criticism from local media and fans as they disliked the new stadium's proposed smaller seating capacity and the decision to continue on with a natural grass field. Demolition on what we'll call the original Soldier Field began on January 19, 2002, no more than 36 hours after the Bears lost to the Eagles in the playoffs. 24,000 seats had been removed from the stadium within that 36-hour period, setting a record that's never been hit since.
Well, reviews have been mixed about the outside appearance of the stadium. Those who've been inside have come away impressed, including the players themselves.
They're excited by, first of all, having a modern state-of-the-art stadium that'll have everything, the biggest scoreboards in the NFL, brand new locker rooms, a new field.
Locals and former players rushed to save the stadium seats, which were left out in the south parking lot of the stadium. The new stadium renovations were described as a fiasco by local architect Stanley Tigerman. Others noted that the new stadium looked like a spaceship landed on the original old stadium. Thanks fully to the renovations, the stadium lost its status as a National Historic Landmark. The title was officially stripped on February 17, 2006. The stadium has remained relatively untouched from its renovation rebuild, aside from achieving LEED status for being extremely energy efficient in 2012. Despite the $632 million renovation less than 20 years ago, the end of Soldier Field may be near. On June 17, 2021, the Chicago Bears submitted a bid for the land that currently houses the Arlington Park racetrack. If the bid is approved, it looks like this could be the likely end of the Bears at their home of Soldier Field for the past 50 years. This is truly a disaster for stadium officials, but would mark a continued growing trend of NFL teams moving to city suburbs for more land and appealing local tax incentives. It should also be pointed out that Arlington Heights is the same area that the Bears considered moving to in the mid-1970s. Perhaps this is just a move nearly 50 years in the making. Soldier Field is a cautionary tale of how not to do a stadium renovation. The original stadium, although not the greatest facility, had a historic draw due to strong traditions along the lines of Lambeau Field in Green Bay. The renovation removed any trace of those long-lost traditions, and the stadium is now a modern shell of its former self. Soldier Field will continue to host the Bears for the near term, but I'd fully expect a new stadium to be built in the next 5 years, whether that's in Arlington Heights, or a new stadium built on the site of the original Soldier Field. With that, the old and new Soldier Field join our archive of everything. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, like, share the video, and comment for future video ideas. As always, this is Matt, and I'll see you all real soon.